Okay, so my bad. So anyways, we go from medical office administrator, medical office manager at Infinity Optical. Prior to that, 5 years at Northwestern. Mother of three, to all of a sudden I'm being targeted, right? So my house is robbed. Somebody put this residue paper on my wallet. I'm held for 2 days by Cook County, and during the time I'm held by Cook County, ironically, that's the same time that someone robbed my house. Now, when I returned home, I find that girl Marissa's hat under my bed. Her name is embroidered in the hat. She denies ever being there. I don't know. I'm just letting you know the facts as I know them. So my house is cleaned out. Her hat is underneath my bed. And I'm just beside myself. I'm terrified. I don't know how to make this stop. I went to the hospital. I begged them for help. I told them someone has been dosing me. And ever since that began, all this other bad stuff has happened. I've told my friends and family, I don't know how to make it stop. I have 3 kids. And they helped me. They gave me IV fluids and kind of like flushed it out of my system and documented everything. And I have all of those records as well. The original records, not the amended records. And I also have the amended records, so that's another case right there, but we'll get to that later. The original medical records that were documented as I stated them, exactly what was happening to me, someone went back into the EMR, opened it, and changed it months and months later. And I have both copies. I have the first one and the second one. So if you don't think this is a conspiracy, you're wrong. This is definitely a setup. So I have both copies though, so let's move on. Now, all of that begins, all of that's 2 weeks. Everything that I've said so far is just 2 weeks of time, okay? Now, from there, so I'm in this relationship now with Dylan. He's facing 12 years in prison for something that I'm unclear on. It says that it was residential burglary and selling fake drugs. He's insistent that it was his ex-girlfriend and another guy who robbed his house, stole everything he owned, and that he just went to their house to steal it back. Okay, so I believe him. That makes sense to me. If somebody robbed my house and I knew who it was, I for sure would go over there and I would probably do something similar. So I understood, right? We also connect because he has a similar background to me. Grew up in the suburbs, went to school, basic upbringing. And then he says, he grabs me by the heart. He's like, we're not like them. We're different than them. These people who are robbing you and drugging you, we are not like them. The same thing happened to me that happened to you. And we can get through this together. And I'm for it. He gets these people out of my house after they rob me. So they're listening to him clearly, so I feel safe. Now, did I already say, okay, so after that court date where they said, no, this is absolutely not any drug, and, they wipe it away and let me go, I'm with my mother-in-law, a caravan of tinted out cars pulls up and takes me out of the car. My mother-in-law leaves. I tell her, please just take care of the kids. I don't know what's happening. I was terrified. I get taken to some warehouse. I have no idea where, somewhere in the south side, like not far south side, near to where Cook County is. So Cook County, I believe, is 26 in Cali. It was within minutes of that. It was close to that area. They bring a box, photos of all these people. I only recognize like 3 or 4 of these people. And I had only known these people for like 2 or 3 weeks. So I don't know what they're involved in. The guy keeps telling me different things. Well, what about this? Well, what do you know about this? And I'm just crying the entire time. I understand, I only knew these people for 2 or 3 weeks prior to this man dragging me into this warehouse. How the fuck are you're the cops, you're a detective or whatever you are, and you don't know that I've only known them for 2 or 3 weeks? I mean, I just met these people. I have no idea what they're involved in, So this cop tells me that if I don't call him and text him every single day, that he's going to see to it that my children get taken away, my 3 children. Now, also keep in mind that I'm sober. Like, I smoke a little pot, but I don't do drugs. I am not a party person. I don't even like that. And my main focus my entire life has been my career and my children. That's the truth. That's real, period. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Like, that's my life. And it's always been my life. That's the only thing that's been consistent about my life, is that that's my center. That's my anchor. So, I'm texting this cop on the regular, like random shit, like, oh, hi David, how are you? You know, trying to be respectful, but also like super upset that this is even happening. I know it's illegal, you know, it's extortion, it's baiting, it's manipulation, it's intimidation. Take your fucking pick, right? It's all these things. So after about 2 months of that, I run out of like casual conversation to have, and I just start sending him random lyrics to songs. You know, mask on, motherfucker, mask off, like random lyrics. I have nothing else to say to this man. My lawyer, Nick Albuquerque, had told me, like, we need to capture it happening on camera or audio so that we could present it. So I'm like, okay. So I'm saving all the messages, sending them to Nick. I told Dylan on the recorded line, oh my God, this officer is telling me how my ass is fat. He wants to take me out to the WGCI concert and the B96 Jingle Bash, and I don't know what to do. Telling me that he's going to take my kids if I don't go with him. I'm scared. You know, I'm scared. So after he tells me he will see to it that my children are taken away, I told Dylan right away. He told me to get a lawyer. I called Nick, blah, blah, blah. So Nick's on retainer for $2K. I gave Nick $2K. Nick's on retainer, right? Just in case. He has all this information about the messages from the detective. About 6 months pass, okay? I hear nothing. I stop texting David. Nothing happens. I think everything is fine. All of a sudden, I get a call from my lawyer, Nick Albuquerque, and he says, I was in the courthouse today and I ran into the state's attorney, Kim Fox, and she said she apologized that no one has contacted you, that David hasn't contacted you, but that there's going to be a new investigator assigned to your case. I said, what case? He said, yeah, I was unclear on that too. I wanted to ask you if you knew about anything else. No, I don't fucking know anything else. What case? I don't have any, I'm not doing anything, right? He says, well, if there's a new detective that's going to be contacting her and David wasn't supposed to be contacting her, why do I have text messages for the past 6 months from him to her? And the state's attorney was upset. Why would he be talking to her? He was removed from that case, and we have to go in front of internal affairs now. So now I'm brought in front of all this board of people. They go through my phone. They abstract all these messages. The whole time I have no fucking clue what is going on or what to do. I'm honest, but I don't know shit. So I can't be tricking because I don't know shit. I don't know. I'm honest, but I don't know what you want me to know. You know what I'm saying? So the situation continues and continues. I'm documenting everything. We go in front of IA. IA rules in my favor. They say that everything is going to be taken care of, and that basically, like, there's nothing else to worry about. No one's going to contact me. No one's going to harass and stalk me. That it's done. From 2015 to 2019, I'm aware that there's a deal in place between Dylan and the state. He is incarcerated in the IDOC Y12173. I know 100% there is a deal because the state's attorney Wayne called me personally and said that I needed to contact Dylan, his lawyer Sam Worley, and his mom, so before the terms of the deal would expire. Nobody ever tells me the details of the deal. Basically, Dylan just tells me to listen to him and everything will be fine, do what he says. The months are passing and turning into years. Dylan got that group away out of my space, and I loved and trusted him more than anyone else ever anywhere. I was so happy, but with every weird thing he asked me to do, I grew more and more resentful. I truly wanted to help everyone I could, but it was killing me, and I was begging the authority, Dylan, hospitals, police, etc., even the National Human Trafficking Hotline, among others, to help me make it stop. No one intervened. It's now currently 2022. Prior to 2019, I always had my own apartment and primary custody of my 3 children. At least 4 out of 7 days of the week they stayed with me. Ever since Dylan got out, I've been thrown into the street, homeless, robbed repeatedly, raped multiple times. My car was mechanically sabotaged right after I got done. I made the final payment, and I don't know, a month later, done. What else? Stabbed 11 times, beaten by a man with a tire iron, resulting in the need for staples in the back of my head. And again, all of this since 2019. Now let's fast forward to the time he gets out. I'm going to record this on another video because this one's getting long and they take forever to upload. So I'm going to upload this.